I had a part-time job with the Gordon Theater chain in Baton Rouge. There were two brothers that ran the theaters. Randy was in charge of the left brain. He was the guy that did the concessions inventory and that sort of stuff. He taught me how to sell popcorn, and he taught me all of that part of it. And Gordy was the right brain, and he taught me how to promote the movies. I can remember one time I would go through the things that came in that promoted the movies that were coming up. This was one of my favorite posters, and there was a big package for Two on a Guillotine. Two on a Guillotine with Cesar Romero as the magician. And I thought, oh, wow, because I had seen in a catalog you could buy a magic guillotine. And so I went to Gordy and I said, hey, when you get this, I'm going to buy a guillotine and we can promote the show. And he said, I've got bad news for you, Ken. My arrangement with Warner Brothers is such that we won't get this show. And I was devastated because that was such a great idea. And he realized it and he said, but I know the theater managers who will be getting it, and I can send them a letter. And he did. He wrote the nearby theater managers that were getting that movie a letter and said, hey, Kent's a great magician. He's done a lot of good promotional work for me. You might want to have him come and promote Two on a Guillotine. And so I sent off for that guillotine and I practiced it, and I did shows to promote the movie Two on a Guillotine. So I loved the guillotine. It was bright red, and I still had it when I was in the Army and went to Germany. And so I repainted it olive drab, and on the top of it I put M-007. And I memorized this thing. I don't remember it now, but the U.S. guillotine M007 is a gravity-operated blah, 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 just like the things that you do for weapons. And I used to say that, and I've got photos of chopping off a German soldier's head in the guillotine. So the guillotine became one of my favorite tricks. There was a period of time, I guess as I got out of the Army, that I was selling stuff just to get rid of it because I had too much stuff, and I sold the guillotine. And I was heartbroken. I loved that thing, and I found another company that was making the same kind, but bigger and better. And so I bought that one, and that's the one I still use to this day. And actually there's another piece to the guillotine. In 1986, the year I became a full-time magician, that summer, my kids and I went with the Mighty Thomas Show's carnival throughout Canada, and we were promoting a carnival booth that I had created called The Secrets of Houdini Exposed. And we wound up doing shows on the Bally platform, and so I needed a guillotine, and I found a humongous guillotine from the Scott Magic Company. And we painted blood on the blade and stuff like that. I mean, we had so much fun because people would come up just to look at it. And that's what you need on the Bally platform, is people to come up and look. So the guillotine's been part of my life for a very long time. I was a little kid who fell in love with magic. And I maintained that love throughout my whole life. This show is a celebration of the fact that I've been a magician for 70 years. So I know that there are going to be lots of people that really know me, and I want them to think, oh wow, I remember that. I want the people in the audience that don't know me to leave saying, wow, that was a really cool show.